All right, the last video we showed how to wrap a stick that was disassembled. That's pretty easy. And putting it together, I mean, we showed a couple of parts putting it together, but today we want to show how to wrap a stick without disassembling. We did that once in Iowa. I don't know where that video went. We wrapped Dan Infalt's B stick at the Iowa Deer Classic in 2019. I think it took us 2 minutes, but I want to demonstrate that you do not need to take a stick apart to wrap it. Okay, so the first thing I do is I cut this down to 25 inches. I'm just gonna lay this out and dimple the paper. I actually pre-cut that piece off camera, but you'll see why. I laying it out, dimpling that paper for a witness marks. I'm not even taking the Versa button off. I dimpled that, so I have pock marks from those bolts on those steps. So now I measured inside step to inside step at about 21.5 inches. I used my little tape measure and my little things on the back, and I notched these out. And that sticks 1-inch tube. I just didn't want to waste time cutting that. Looks like that. And if I have to trim it, I will. The next thing I'm gonna do is trim out a small hole for this Versa button. I'm not gonna get real worried about exact dimensions, and I might even have to stretch it a bit. You want that out of the way, don't you? Circle, square, what's the difference, right? The hardest part about doing it this way is gonna be, this thing is gonna be all live and gonna be wanting to stick to everything. And we're just gonna, I'm not gonna peel all the paper because I think it's gonna want to, I think you could probably, I mean, it's not like I do this all the time, even though people think that's all I do is wrap things with stealth strips. We mostly just cut stealth strips. That's on. I should have just went for the whole thing. The whole enchilada, huh? Whole trick is I gotta move it up some.
That's what's nice though, is that it's workable for the first, what, 24 hours?
Yes. So if you can see how, yeah, 24 hours for full set on the tape. That's a good, I'm glad you brought that up. And the other thing is, just don't be afraid. They're just stealth strips. And you don't have to cut that hole as big as I did, because you can kind of stretch that over that. So I'm gonna make a couple relief cuts to finish that wrap around. But we're almost there. I think you guys can now see what I'm talking about. You can wrap a stick without disassembling it. Another thing you could have done to make this project go easy is just pull the Versa button, measure in between your steps, or maybe your middle step if you have the full lone wolf, but if you're just dealing with 2 steps, and then you're basically just piecing top and bottom. Now some people want them perfect. Take them apart if you want, they're your sticks. But I'm just trying to show you, I mean, we're 90% there, and I'm mostly talking right now. It's not hard to wrap a stick. That's all we're trying to show. Gabby was asking me a bunch of hard questions, and we had to stop. She said this was almost seemed longer doing it this way. And I'm still kind of, what I said to her off camera was, but we didn't have to disassemble and reassemble. And so now I'm just doing the relief cuts, and we're coming down the home stretch here. And I'm probably gonna patch where I cut this big ugly hole here, or you just take it out. I mean, that's I don't think anything's gonna really cling under there, but it just looks bad. Some people care about looks, some don't. Some people caring about quiet. I'm a little off end to end, but I mean, you got 90% of it done, and you're done. No assembly, reassembly. I guess since I'm gonna wear this shirt in the video, I might as well give Busted Rack a shout out. That's where I got the shirt, and it kind of emulates my hunting. So I think that's it. Oh, I said I was gonna do bonus coverage on a buckle silencer, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna install one of those.
So which way do you prefer? Do you prefer to take the hardware off the stick or to leave it on?
I always say I'm lazy. I'd rather just wrap them. A lot of times I just take the Versa button out, cut end to end, or you know, cut in between the steps, pull the Versa button, wrap it, put that back in, and piece that in. And that's a real quick way to do it. I just want to let people know you do not need to take a stick apart. Some people don't want to. Some people take carburetors apart and they enjoy it. Other people, they don't know what a carburetor is. So if you don't want to take it apart, you can still wrap it. And like I said, we did this one. I gotta mention Dan and his B stick again, right? And let's put it the right way.